Open Word. Click on the Wizards tab. Click on Menu for Wizards. Click on Authors. Slide down until you see Add a Chapter. Click on Add a Chapter. Now this indicates that we should create a home folder to store all our chapter files. Well, hopefully we've already done that. Now we need to choose the file with Chapter 1, or the prologue, the very first chapter. That's the folder we need to find, and we need to find the folder, not the file. Okay, we found the folder Moby Dick in My Books, so we'll choose that. Now we find in the folder Moby Dick we have a number of files. So the only file we've actually got here is Chapter 1. So we'll check that. The next chapter we want to begin is 2. The chapter file name we're going to call it is Chapter 2. Do you want me to set grammar and style settings? Sure. The author's name is Captain Melville. Moby Dick the White Whale is the next chapter is 2. We're going to proceed. The full title is too long, it says. Okay, so let's just call it Moby Dick. Notice we've got the title here, Chapter 2, and the author's last name. We're at the beginning of Chapter 2. We've done Add a Chapter at least once at this point, and when we do it a subsequent time, it behaves differently. We'll click on Menu, which is again Authors, Add a Chapter. Now notice that we have a different dialogue presented. It knows that the title is Moby Dick, the folder. It knows that the first chapter is stored in Chapter 1 Doc M, that the last chapter we put in was 2. The wizard will create a new skeleton and save it as a file with the following. The new chapter number will be chapter number 3, and it will have a file name of chapter 3.doc. Well, if we click Proceed, it will create this chapter. Now, if we want to work on a different chapter, or even a different novel, okay, we can go back to that first dialogue that we saw by clicking Change. Change will allow you to go find a new folder, a new manuscript, and a new chapter number. Well, let's just hit Proceed here and see what happens. And in this case, it wants us to enter the chapter title here. The third chapter. Okay, that's it. Now you know how to use Add a Chapter.